Hello and welcome to our Uplift yoga practice today. And just a reminder that if you miss a practice live, you can always catch them on YouTube afterwards if you go to upliftyoga.com. I have links to the recordings on that website if you go to yoga classes. So today we are going to do a practice that is for neck, shoulders, and back stabilization and strengthening. So we're going to start out with our joint freeing series, which you may be familiar with. But first we're going to just settle in. Allow the mind to sort of settle. And if you like, you can close your eyes or just gaze softly somewhere in front of you and you feel your body, the weight of the earth resting, or the weight of the body resting on the earth. Feeling the air on your skin and just recognizing where your body is in space right now, in time right now, and allow the mind to arrive at the same place as the body. Feeling the mind start to sink and settle with the body. And just a little affirmation, if you like, to start out your practice. I create the peace that surrounds me. You might repeat that to yourself silently. I create the peace that surrounds me. And feel yourself surrounded by that peace. Setting your intention for your yoga practice. Feel the breath. Feel it moving into the lungs all the way down into the bottom of the belly. And exhale, feeling all the air releasing back out the nose. And just start to notice and feel that full, even inhale and exhale. And we'll gently transition to our joint freeing series. So we start out in sort of a dandasana. So legs are extended out. So we're going to start out focusing on the toes and the feet and moving up. So hands can be behind you, just comfortably resting. And we're just going to take the toes and flex the feet back and then point the toes. And you can do this with the breath. So on an inhale, flex the feet back, and on an exhale, point the toes forward. And just get some movement in the toes here. You might even want to wiggle them a little. Just sort of waking up the ankles and the feet. And then we'll bring the feet inner edges to touch and roll the soles of the feet toward each other, and then roll the soles of the feet as far away from each other as you can. So rolling in and out, keeping the edges together. And then we'll bring the feet a little bit further apart and just roll the ankles in one direction a few times and then the other. All right, and now we'll extend the right leg and stay nice and tall on your sits bones here, and we'll bring the hands to that calf and bend the knee and straighten. So we're just exploring the knee joint here, kind of waking up the knee joint, seeing how it feels today. Staying tall with the spine as you move the leg, and then we'll switch sides, extend that right leg, and then left leg. And one more on that side. And then we'll bring the legs wide. Hands behind you for support. And point the right toes in and then slide the whole leg over, feeling the hip move. And then point the toes out and slide it all the way back. So we're exploring that hip mobility on this side. A couple more breaths like that. And then we'll stop with the leg out. And we'll do the other side, so you may need to readjust your posture, make sure you're still nice and tall. Point those left toes in, sweep the leg over, and then back. And one more like that. And then we're going to come to all fours. And we're going to focus our attention here on kind of the upper back and neck. And so we're going to round and drop the head and then lift. So kind of like cat-cow, but a lot of focus on the upper back and neck, And then we'll focus on the middle back. And then the lower back. So just bringing awareness to these different areas of the spine as you move through cat and cow here. And then we'll come to neutral here. And inhale, bring your right leg extended out. And as you exhale, would you bring that knee to head and head to knee? And then inhale back up. Flowing with the breath. So exhaling head to knee. Inhaling, extending out. And a couple more breaths like that. And then we'll come back to all fours and we'll switch sides. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale. Flowing with your breath. Finding that smooth, even inhale and exhale, and one more breath like that. And then we'll bring the knees back down. Now we'll bring the knees together and hands a little wider, maybe like off the edges of the mat. And just rocking the hips side to side. Kind of getting into the pelvis and lower back. Just finding a little movement. You may hear some creaks or cracks. Staying within your comfortable edge without causing pain or strain. And then we'll gently come back to center. And then find a comfortable seat here. I am going to sit back on my heels. And bringing the arms out, fingertips down. Inhale, fingertips up. So moving into the wrists. You may even flex the fingers a little. Check out the finger joints as you're here. And then palms up, little fingers touch. And then rotate all the way around so that you can almost get the little fingers to touch the opposite way. So rotating the whole arm and wrist. And then just a loose roll of both wrists. Now we'll bring palms up, drop the shoulders, nice and tall spine, and bring hands to shoulders and then extend out. So getting to the elbows. And then next time hands come to shoulders, we'll stay there. Bring the elbows in, squeeze together, and then elbows come out, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we'll exhale, elbows in, and inhale, elbows way out. One more like that. And then we'll bring the arms up, kind of like cactus arms, palms face forward, and exhale, rotate arms down. So now we're rolling the shoulders. Couple more breaths like that. And then release the arms. You can shake them out. Just bringing hands to knees, and we'll come to Sukhasana. Now focusing on the neck and upper spine. Rounding on the exhale, extending on the inhale. Now this is the area that we're going to be doing more of our practice around today. So really paying attention to how the neck and shoulders and back feel here. And then back to neutral, and we'll place the right hand down and just tilt over to that side as you exhale, and then inhale back up, and then left hand tilt and inhale up, and we'll just go side to side, getting that lengthening on the side of the body and just opening up through the rib cage, seeing how the flexibility in the spine is lateral bends. All right, and then last one for the spine, we're going to turn to the left, right hand to that left knee, left hand behind you, and look over that left shoulder. And then inhale to center, and then turn to the right. And then a few times like that, alternating sides. So exhale, twist. Inhale through center, exhale, twist. And we'll do one more on each side. And then we'll finish up with neck. So we'll drop the chin to the chest, feeling the head heavy, spine nice and long, and shoulders dropping down. Inhale, tilt up. Exhale, tilt down. And just with the breath, even inhale and exhale. And one more breath like that. And then head back to neutral. We'll tilt left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale. So side to side tilting. Maybe noticing one side might feel a little bit more open than the other, just observing. And then our last one, turning to look over one shoulder. And then inhale, center, and look over the other shoulder. Inhale, center. And we'll just do that a few times with the breath. And then back to center. And just take a moment here to sort of take stock of what you learned about your body today. It's always interesting to see where the creaks are and where there might be some pain or strain that you were not aware of. So we're going to start out in hands and knees, moving through this practice in Chakravakasana. So fingers spread wide, thumbs point toward each other, middle fingers point toward the short end of your mat, knees under hips, nice long spine. And this practice is going to be a lot of like flowing in and out of things. So this one, Chakravakasana, lengthen the spine, spread the collarbones, gaze straight ahead. And as you exhale, we're going to exhale with a s sound, like you're making a snake sound out your mouth. So exhale, s, and as you exhale, drop hips to heels. So like so. Then inhale through the nose, coming up, lengthen. And exhale. So matching your inhale duration to your exhale, and every inhale you're inhaling through nose, and exhale, exhaling out mouth with teeth clenched, making that S sound. And we'll do 2 more breaths like that. And then rest with hips on heels and forehead down and arms extended, and maybe even walk your arms out a little more, feeling the weight of the body releasing a little more into the earth. And the intention for this part of the practice, you could repeat silently to yourself as you're resting there in that extended child's pose, is I rest comfortably in my body. So you can return to that even inhale and exhale through the nose. I rest comfortably in my body. And one more breath here. And we're going to come up all the way forward onto the belly. And we're going to bring the feet about hip width apart or together. And hands kind of walk back so they're next to the rib cage rather than the shoulders. So we're setting up for like a cobra pose. Squeeze elbows together, forehead down. And as you inhale, we lift up, toes, feet stay down. And as you exhale, come down, turning the head to one side. So lengthen and lift on the inhale, head to center. Exhale, release, turn head to other side. So finding that even inhale and exhale. Continuing with your breath. And then just 2 more breaths like that. Keep moving the elbows toward each other. And then after your last breath here, we'll just stay with the head to one side. Take a couple breaths. And then turn the head to the other side for a couple breaths. And then we'll come back to all fours and move through that Chakravakasana again. Lengthen, spread the collarbones, gaze straight ahead. Exhale back. Inhale, rise. rising up. Flowing with the breath. Feeling gravity pulling you down as you gently release down, and feel that gentle flow as you come up. You are comfortable in your body. And one more breath like that. Then resting there in that child's pose, again taking stock of the body. How's it feel? And then we're going to come forward again onto the belly like we did before, setting up, only this time feet are about mat width apart. And again, hands next to the rib cage, elbows bent. Keeping the feet down, pressing down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release, turn head to one side. Breathing in and out through the nose now. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, turn and release. Continuing with your breath. Alternating sides with the head turns on every exhale. Just a couple more breaths like this. And after your next breath, we'll release back to that extended child's pose again. So press into the hands, shift the weight back. Sitting back, hips to heels, chest to thighs, forehead down. Releasing into the earth. Even inhale and exhale. And now we're going to rise up, bring the arms up overhead as you come up. And exhale, drop hips, hands and head come back down, chest to thighs. So rising up on the inhale, releasing down on the exhale. Reach through the fingers, lift the chest as you come up, drop the hips, and then release the chest down as you come down. 2 more breaths like that. And then next time you come down, we'll stay down for a breath or 2. And then we'll come back to 4s. And this time as we move through our Chakravakasana, we're going to bring one arm with us as we go back. So inhale, lengthen, spread collarbones, gaze straight ahead. And as you exhale, hips come back, left arm kind of tracks back with you. Forehead down, chest to thighs. Inhale, reverse it, arm slides back. Lengthen, spread collarbones. Exhale, right arm comes, or hand comes back. Inhale, reverse. So alternating sides like that. Exhaling, bring one hand back. Inhaling up. And a couple more breaths so that you finish on the even amount on both sides. And then we'll meet back in all 4s. And now curl the toes under and press up to downward facing dog. So shifting the weight back, legs long, maybe even walking the feet back a little. Get nice long down dog, grounded through hands and feet, and you can bend the knees a little, wake up the backs of the legs. Just feeling yourself in this downward facing dog for a couple breaths. So this flow is going to move from all 4s to down dog, to up dog, back to down dog. So we'll move to up dog. So shifting the weight forward and drop the hips. You can leave the toes curled under. Inhale. Exhale back to down dog. And then inhale to all 4s. And we'll flow through that a few times. So every exhale brings you to a down dog. So exhale back. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, all fours. Again, exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down. Inhale, fours. Last time. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, fours. And come back to that child's pose, hips to heels, chest to thighs, forehead down, and rest there for a few breaths. Smoothing out the wheel of inhale and exhale and the transitions between. One more breath here. On your next inhale, rise up onto the knees, sweep arms up. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hands behind the back, hips to heels, chest to thighs, and turn the head to the left. So head comes down. Inhale, rise up, head comes to center. Exhale, hands sweep back, head turns right, dropping down, hips to heels, chest to thighs. And flowing like that with the breath, alternating sides. And one more on each side so that we finish up with head looking right as the last one. And then we'll come back to that child's pose, arms extended, couple breaths, and then slide forward onto the belly once again. Feet about hip width apart. Forehead down, hands behind the back, palms out. And this time as we lift our head and chest, press down onto the feet, we're going to sweep one arm around front. So right arm sweeps around front, looking ahead. Exhale, release the arm back, turn the head to the left. Inhale, lift, left arm sweeps up, head comes center. Exhale, head turns right as you release back. Right arm, head left, left arm, head right. And a couple more times on either side. Keeping the feet down, lifting the head and chest as far as is comfortable. Next time your left arm goes, that will be the last one like that. And then bring your arms at your side, let the ankles roll out, and just let the head stay to that right side for a few breaths. The shoulders release toward the earth. And then turn the head to the other side. And then press back to our child's pose. And then back to all fours. And just to add a little bit of foot flexibility and strength here, we're going to bring our knees off the floor with toes curled under. So we're kind of in all fours, but we're on the toes. And similar to what we did before. So we're going to exhale to down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale back to that all fours but on the toes. Okay, again, exhale down dog. Inhale plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, all fours on the toes. And again. One more like that. Downward facing dog. Lengthen through the tail. Inhale to plank, feeling strength. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale back to that all fours on the toes. Stay here for a couple breaths. Feel the navel moving in with the exhale. And then we'll release down to knees. Come all the way onto the belly once again. Feet about hip width apart. Walk the hands back, setting up again for our cobra. Squeeze elbows toward each other. Now this time, we're going to inhale, lift everything up, open the legs, and then exhale, bring the legs back, release down, turn head to one side. So inhale, lift, open legs. Exhale, legs together, head to other side. Keep squeezing elbows together so you're keeping the chest open. And we'll do one more like that. Release back to child's pose. Let the hips sink, maybe let the knees widen a little. Forehead release down. Feel the breath in the back of the body. Couple more breaths there. And then we're going to come on to the back. So shift however you like onto the back. Setting up for a bridge pose. So heels fairly close in. Flatten the spine onto the earth, press into the feet. Bring your arms up and interlace your fingers so that you're looking straight up, but your hands and arms are straight. Press into feet. As the tail peels up and you inhale, arms round. As you exhale, spine flattens, arms straighten. Inhale and exhale. And 2 more breaths like this. And then release the arms to your sides. And then this time we're going to bring the one arm up as we come up into our bridge. So press into feet, inhale. Right arm extends up and overhead. And then as you come down, the arm comes down, the hips come down, and the head turns left. So you're kind of resting with that head to the side. And now we're going to press into feet, hips rise, head comes to center as left arm comes all the way up and overhead. And then as you exhale, arm comes down, hips come down, head looks to the other side. Right arm, head to center, coming all the way up. Release, head looks left, coming all the way down. Left arm, head to center, all the way up. Release, head looks right, all the way down. A couple more like that. Head coming to center every time with the arm coming overhead. Head looking opposite of that arm as you come down. And then after your next one where that left arm comes up, that will be your last one like that. And we'll release by just bringing the feet a little wider and let the knees fall together to touch. Feeling the breath here. Four or five count inhale, 4 or 5 count exhale. Then we'll walk the feet in so that they're next to each other. Knees are touching, inner feet are touching, fairly close in toward the hips. And bring your arms out. Actually, let's bring the hands to belly so that we're just resting the hands gently on the belly. And we'll start by slowly opening the knees. Keep the lower back flat on the earth. We'll take about 3 breaths to open the knees. And then about 3 breaths to close the knees. And then about 4 breaths to open the knees, keeping the lower back flat on the earth. You might need to remind it every once in a while. It tends to want to pull away as the effort becomes a little bit more, but you can remind it to stay flat on the earth. And then 4 breaths to bring the knees back together. And now we'll do 5 breaths to open the knees. Notice where the mind is while you're doing this. The mind tends to want to rush ahead and know what's next, but this practice, this pose especially, this flow is very nice for telling the mind, it's okay, just be here now. We're just moving very slowly with the breath, counting the breaths. 5 breaths to open, 5 breaths to close, keeping the spine flat on the earth. And when you've completed that one and there's no rush to get there, when knees are together again, we'll just bring the feet a little wider and let the knees stay together, resting here. Reminding yourself, I am comfortable in my body. And we'll just bring the knees up and fingertips pointing toward the toes, hands resting on the knees. Draw the knees all the way in. Exhale all the air out. Press the knees away. Inhale. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. One more like that. And then we'll release the feet back to the earth, knees bent, and bring arms out like a cactus so that palms are up and elbows bent. And the backs of the arms are on the floor. Backs of the hands, backs of the arms are on the floor. As you exhale, just lift the head, keeping the shoulders down. And then inhale, release the head back down. Exhale, head lifts, shoulders stay down. Inhale back. And just flowing like that. One more like that. And then just let the head kind of rock gently side to side. And when the head rocks to the right, just let it stay there for a few breaths. And then let it rock to the left and stay there for a few breaths. And then gently back to center. Extend the legs long. Knees and feet together. Arms alongside your body, palms down. Rock the right hip up and tuck that whole right arm underneath that side. And then rock the left hip up and tuck the whole left arm under. So now you're lying on your arms, outstretched. Fingers are wide, palms flat on the earth, thumbs touching. And gently press into the elbows so that the heart lifts, almost like you have a string pulling your heart up toward the ceiling as you bend the elbows, and the head comes back to rest gently on the floor. Few breaths here in fish pose, keeping the heart lifting, breath smooth. Couple more breaths. And then on your next exhale, release. Chest comes down, untuck the arms. Give the knees a little hug. Rock side to side, massaging out the lower back. And then roll all the way to your left side. Extend the arms out, palms together. Knees and feet are stacked, knees bent. As you inhale, the right hand comes up and open, following it with the head till it comes all the way down to the floor on the other side. Head is looking to that right side. Couple breaths here. And then exhale, bringing it all the way back around, and palms come together again. And then we'll just hug the knees, roll to the other side. Again, extend the arms, palms together, knees and feet stacked. And when you're ready, left arm arcs up and open, following it with the gaze. A few breaths here. In this upper spinal twist. And then when you're ready, exhale, bring it back around. Give the knees one more hug. On the back, squeeze it all in, tense it all up, make a tight little ball, and when you're ready, exhale, release into Shavasana. Sigh the breath out. Feel the weight of the body releasing into the earth once again. Letting go of any control of the breath, feeling yourself at ease, being breathed in and out through no effort. And as you rest here in your Shavasana, I'll play some singing bowls for you before we complete our practice with pranayama after Shavasana. So settle in, releasing any tension in the toes, the feet, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, hips, pelvis, releasing any tension in the lower back, belly. Soften all the little muscles along the rib cage, front, back, and sides. Feel the shoulders and armpits release. Upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands and fingers. Everything releasing, letting go of any muscular effort in the chest, upper back, across the tops of the shoulders, softening the back of the neck, base of the throat. Unclench the teeth. Feel the tongue flatten onto the bottom of the mouth, softening all the little muscles of the face, the eyes, the cheeks, the ears, the forehead, temples, and scalp. And just resting there in relaxed awareness, feeling the effects of your practice, feeling the back, the neck, the shoulders, allowing a little bit deeper release into those areas as you surrender any muscular effort to the earth. And as you gently bring your awareness back to your physical body, just feel some gentle movements in the hands and feet, the arms and legs. Slowly and gently waking up the physical body, maybe stretching the arms and legs long. Big inhale. And as you give the knees one more hug, taking your time, make your way back to a comfortable seat. Disturbing yourself as little as possible. We'll come back to our dignified posture, head over the heart, spine long, preparing for our pranayama practice. And this pranayama is a simple square breath. So we simply inhale through the nose for a count of 4. Hold the breath in for a count of 4. Exhale through the nose for a count of 4. And hold the breath out for a count of 4. And I'm going to use a little shaker to help us count our breaths so you can kind of go with the flow here. And the mantra for this one is, I am the creator of my personal reality. So you can repeat this to yourself as you're breathing. Inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, holding out for 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Finish the one you're on and do one more. And then when you've completed your last one, resting, reminding yourself, I am the creator of my personal reality. Just feeling the effects of that breathing practice on your body. We're going to close our practice today with a poem from Mary Oliver called Whistling Swans. Do you bow your head when you pray, or do you look up into that blue space? Take your choice. Prayers fly from all directions. And don't worry about what language you use. God no doubt understands them all. Even when the swans are flying north and making such a ruckus of noise, God is surely listening and understanding. Rumi said, there is no proof of the soul. But isn't the return of spring and how it springs up in our hearts a pretty good hint? Yes, I know, God's silence never breaks. But is that really a problem? There are thousands of voices after all. And furthermore, don't you imagine, I just suggest it, that the swans know about as much as we do about the whole business? So listen to them and watch them, singing as they fly. Take from it what you can. We'll inhale the arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center, acknowledging the divine wisdom in everyone and everything, especially yourself. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.